Good morning BookTube, good morning YarnTube, and good morning YouTube, and good morning to you, Benedict.
Yeah!
Good morning, my darling. And good morning, husband.
Good morning.
There we go, we're all in the car because I'm off to Festiwool. Yes, I am treating myself to a morning at a yarn festival. I've been to knitting and stitching shows before, but I was always focused on the material, so this is my first proper yarn adventure, is how I'm putting it. And the husband and the Benedict are going on their own adventure. What adventure are you going on, husband?
Fixing the tyres.
Yes, the car needs more tyres. Yeah.
That's kind of manly stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You're going to go and kick tyres.
I'm going to talk tread.
You're going to talk tread. Excellent.
Yeah, whatever he says.
Yes, that's right. And then they're going to come and pick me back up. So yeah, so there we go. So I am taking you on a yarny adventure this morning. I'm stood outside Festiwool and I've taken some nice footage and I have bought stuff in my bag. It's not all wool. I did bring some knitting just in case I ended up sitting somewhere having a cup of tea, but there wasn't time. When we got here at 10, I went in and I went into the initial hall and I thought that was it, and I was like, oh, but then I found there's another enormous room with a cafe, but I didn't have time to go to the cafe, which is sad, but that's okay because the husband and Benedict are coming to pick me up now, and I'm going to suggest that we go somewhere and have a little cup of tea to refresh a yarn weary woman. So yes, I'm stood outside. They've got this lovely bunting, which I've taken stuff. They've got lovely bunting all around. Fortunately, it obviously rained quite heavily this morning because it's all a bit soggy. But it was amazing. I got to meet some lovely... there was a shop owner I met who has a shop in Leighton Buzzard, so I'm going to visit her. And I think it's her sister, because they looked very similar. And they were just charming and lovely, and I'll have some footage of them. And I also met another lady and I bought some wool from her, and she was fabulous. So there were quite a lot of really fabulous people. By the time I'm leaving, it's about 11:30 now, and it opened at 10, and it was just full full, and you had to be a bit kind of, you know, after a while crowds get too much, and it was quite busy. But then I think that means it was successful, and I'm hoping that they've had a grand day, and I hope that by the time they finish, all the stall holders and everybody will have had a brilliant day, because it was really, really good. So there we go. So we're on our way home.
Yay!
Family's on our way home. So did you get the tyres done?
We did not.
And why did you not get the tyres done?
There was no key for the locking wheel nut.
Oh, you still messed it up.
No, he wasn't. No, it is the locking wheel nut, isn't
No,
it?
just call it the locking nut. Now we're having a conversation in the middle of recording.
Yeah, I could zone you out though, Benedict. I might well do that. I might cut all of this.
No.
Do you think I should cut all of this?
No. Keep.
There we go. On our way home, there is a cup of tea at home with my name on it. Gorgeous boy. My gorgeous pussycat. Right, so we've had a little rest since we've come back from Festiwool, and I've had my sticky bun, which was delicious, and I've already had a cup of tea, and I'm on my much needed second cup of tea. Let me just move that. And I'm now going to show you what I bought from Festiwool. So my impression of Festiwool was, if I just put my tea there, excuse me. Otherwise I think Indy's going to step in it because he's already come in and started to play here. Oops. So my impression of Festiwool was it was very well organised, apart from one thing, and that was when you were in the first room, you didn't know that there was a second room there. And I think if you were a trader, I don't know which room would be better, but the problem was apparently in the second room, people weren't going there straight away. And I think it felt like it was always less crowded in the second room. So I wonder whether some people would come away and think it was only the first room. So it could have done with just a little map, or just a little, you're here, there's a room here and there's a room there, and the cafe's through there, or the toilets are through there. So that's the only thing I would say, and I think it's their first time at that school. But apart from that, it was a really gorgeous range of vendors. I think if I was to go to another yarn day, festival or whatever, sorry about the noise, the cat's playing. The kitten is playing over there. I would probably make sure I book myself, or at least try to book myself a workshop. I did look at the list and I wasn't automatically drawn to things because I can do Fair Isle and I can crochet and I can do all the basics quite happily. So I'm not sure what it would almost be, I need an intermediate class to take me on, or I don't know, so I'd have to have a look, but I think I would get more out of a day if there was a class there that I could go, so I could have a little browse class and then browse. I was only there for an hour and a half, and I think I was at my limit where I'd had to have sit down and a cup of tea and what have you. But it was still gorgeous, and I'm so glad I went. So what did I go? Well, I went looking for stitch markers. So that was it, because I'd like to get a little collection of stitch markers. I have a few, but not many. So I'd like to get some more of those. So I went looking for that. So I went looking for stitch markers. I wanted to look at project bags, but I didn't want to buy any. And I didn't really get a good chance to do that. And I wanted to look at the yarns that people are out. Now I have these 2 skeins, and I was looking to see if I could find something that would go with either of these. So, am I going to get it to show you? It's a deep green, really deep green, and it's merino singles, 100% superwash merino by Twisted Finch. And I also have this one, which is called Fossil. I think I've shown you it before, and it's got greys. It's mainly grey, but it has got some blues in it, bluey purples. Quite hard to get it to bluey purples in it. And I wanted to see if I could find anything that would go with either of these 2. So I took them along with me so that I could pull them out. And unfortunately I didn't. I didn't see anything. If I'd had longer, I would have brought them out of my bag more and had a look at people's 100% merino, because I think it has to be similar twist to work with it. And this I would be quite happy to do a whole scarf or a whole shawl in just that. But I'm not sure about that. I think it might be a bit one colour. Anyway, this is what I got. I saw from and I have footage of these people as well. So I saw these. So she had it's Travel Knitter, and her whole booth, her whole area was just lovely because it was so beautifully designed and themed, and it just looked gorgeous, I have to say. And she had like open suitcases, but the old-fashioned suitcases, 1930s suitcases, so of course I was drawn to it. And she had, in one suitcase there were either end of a lines or discounted range, and so I had a good rootle around in that, and I got these 2, and she actually helped me find 2 skeins that were similar. And this is it is 100% superwash merino, pure merino sock, and it's called Adventure Skein, and it is an amazing blue. Can I get it to really pick up? You can see the kind of bluey tones. If I put it against me, no, but it is this kind of blue, and it's got blues and kind of purples and blacks in it. And I was wearing a scarf, a commercial bought scarf, of a similar colour, and I said, I just love this colour. I don't, it wouldn't particularly be a colour that you would automatically put to me, but it's the colour I'm drawn to, and I really like it, and I have blue eyes and it brings out my blue. So I wanted to get something with 2 skeins so that I could do what I think is going to be the amulet shawl by Curious Handmade. I think that's what I'm going to use that for. But isn't it lovely? So that's something. Oh, so pleased. And that was the Travel. Here we go. Travel Knitter. So she was so lovely. She was so lovely as well. So that was a wonder. And then I did buy, this was actually one that, I actually got this one from her as well. And this is merino silk 4-ply, and you can't see it, but it's the most beautiful teal. It's not picking it up, but that's better actually. It's the most beautiful teal, and this is going to be for my mother-in-law. So I'm going to knit her a shawl, because I'm really enjoying knitting shawls. I'm loving how they develop in front of you. So yes, I'm going to knit her a shawl out of that, and it's a silk and it'll be luxurious. And this is her colour. She wears this kind of colour. Can you see it if I hold it more towards the light? It's a lovely teal colour. So yeah, there we go. So that was from the Travel Knitter. So that was glorious. And then I met the lady who ran Hey Jay. Now I'm presuming she's called Jay, and I forgot to ask her name. I should have done, but she was absolutely lovely, and she had a stall that you just wanted to. You had to go and touch it. Really, you had to go and touch all the yarns. And I picked up this glorious 4-ply high twist sock yarn, 8% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and look at that. And it's the colourway is moss, and it's actually slightly greener. Right, it's coming quite emerald on the screen, but it's less emerald and more vibrant than that. Green is one of my most favourite colours, if not my most favourite colour, and I just loved all the various shades of green. There's the most beautiful mint down here, most beautiful mint. So presumably it could be socks, but I might actually try and do another shawl just in that, because that would be lovely, and it would be lovely. You could easily wear it by the skin and it would look interesting. So that was that. So that was from Hey J, hand dyed yarn. So hopefully I shall put all their details in the description box, and I'll try and link them and what have you on Instagram and stuff. So I was so pleased with that. And it was absolutely lovely to meet her. She was such a nice lady. And they all have Etsy shops if you're interested. And then I did go and buy some of my little notions. So I got this from Emma at Yarnistry shop. And she had such an amazing collection. Now you can't see these little stitch markers, but they're all little knitting terms. So it's make one L left, and it's make one right, and there's what else is there? There's a little sewing machine. Oh no, kind of sewing, kind of chemistry kit, knitting chemistry kit, and there's one that said right side, which I actually thought would be very handy. Yes, RS for right side. So I thought that'd be very handy. Oh, they're lovely, and they're so vibrant. So I thought that was really lovely. So because quite a lot of them, I get attracted to the silvery ones, the steel ones. I don't really go for coloured ones, but I just thought I really liked all those lovely colours. So my hair, you can see them very well. So there you go. So that's Yarnistry. Aren't they lovely little ones? So they're going to be a lot of fun. I bought this one from Little French Meadow, who has another little Etsy shop, and it's a little progress keeper, and it is a ball of yarn or a skein of yarn. So that's quite lovely. So there we go. So I picked that up. She had a lovely range. She had a lot of Christmas ones and like Christmas trees and all that kind of stuff. So really lovely little intricate ones. I didn't want Christmas ones myself. And she had the cutest robins, the little progress keepers, and they were the cutest robins of a whole like little range of them. And if there'd been just one robin on its own, I would have snapped it up, but she didn't. But they were lovely. And then I bought these two. So wine and a corkscrew. I think so. Look at those. And these are from Paper Stories. She had a beautiful range. She also had some beautiful yarn and everything. So that's Paper Stories. And these two, which is a little acorn and an oak leaf. And they're just lovely little things. And they were £2. So that was £2 for two. So that was just lovely. And that's who she is. Paper Stories. And she did have some really beautiful yarns, and she had some called, I think it was it from her? I'm sure it was from her, called Lucius Malfoy. And if she'd had two skeins, I would have bought it. But she only had the one, and I thought I would have more option if I had two skeins. And as I was there to kind of treat myself in that way, but I thought I thought I'll buy one skein and then two skeins. That's what I had in my head, and I was quite good. I kept to that. I bought this lovely brooch. Let me take it out of its little badge. So it's a little badge, handmade, so I can wear it on my cardigans, or I just thought that was so lovely. And she's actually based near Hitchin, and she does a lot in the Hitchin shops, and also in a wool shop that is in Royston, which is near to where I live. So she has stuff there as well. I can't remember the name of the lady, but I thought that was lovely. So I'm getting quite into adding little brooches. And then lastly, I bought this lovely pattern by the Yarn Atelier. And they had a sample up, and it's made out of cashmere. And just gorgeous. That's a different pattern I've done, but look at that. It's the same pattern, actually, yeah. Lady, I think if she was out there, she'd need more than that to keep her warm. She's going to be right nippy after about 10 minutes. But look, she's looking wistfully at somebody. Yes, so Zafine cashmere lace, and it was the Spotted Sheep, who actually have a bricks and mortar shop in Leighton Buzzard. Now Leighton Buzzard is a bit of a way away from me, but Sheila and Jackie were there, and they were glorious. I have to say they were utterly glorious ladies, and I am going to gather my yarny friend and make her come with me to Leighton Buzzard. We will have a day out for wools, yarns and inspirations, because they were just glorious and they were such amazing people, and it's really nice to, and they were saying come, and I was like, I will come. So Sheila and Jackie, if you see this, I will be coming to see you, because it was glorious to meet you and see this. I'm not sure I am going to do it in the cashmere. I mean, I'd love to, but I don't think I will. I can't see my my budget doing that. So yes, it was really lovely. There was the only thing that I didn't get that I kind of perhaps wish I had got was this amazing kit you could buy with a chameleon, and it had light activating wool, so it had activating dye on it, and if you shone a light on it, it looked like a kind of a pale cream, but if you put a blue light on it, or to kind of mimic daylight, it went like either purple or blue. And me and a lady were stood there captivated for about 5 minutes as this chap demonstrated this magic that was happening before our very eyes. And they had 2 kits, and they had a chameleon, and I was so tempted to get it and knit it and crochet it up for Benedict, but I ran out of times and I ran out of pennies. So maybe I will actually look to see if I can find that on the interweb, because there must be a list of exhibitors somewhere and I can find them and try and get hold of that, because it just looked brilliant. And so there we go. So that was it. So I'm so pleased with all my stuff. I'm so pleased with all my yarns, and it was so nice to chat to people. There was some, I was chatting to the stall holders, Sheila and Jackie, and the lady from Hey Jay. So I hope her name is Jay. I'm presuming it is, or I shall find out her name. And but she was great. It was just really lovely. It was really nice to make connections to these people, and the travel knitter and stuff like that. So it was really good. So thank you very much to those people that made today fun for me, and to the husband for taking me there and bringing me back. And I think that's going to be it. So I'm going to finish this now. I am planning to do a knitting podcast, one of my longer knitting hours, well, 3/4 of an hour, in a couple of days. So Tuesday or Wednesday next week, I shall upload one of those, and that's where I will talk about the knitting that I've been doing, and I shall do some more kind of my backlist, so previous things that I have made, so that I can show you, and we can talk knitting and crochet and go down that road. So, and I will include that in Vlogember. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again sometime.